Up for News.
Hey.
I am your host, Mac James Esterline. This is my co-host, Robin Macho Woman Savage. Say hello.
Hello, everyone out there in Radio Land or YouTube Land or
Hey, brother.
A land that's not this station.
Back in studio is my other co-host, the amazingly funny guy, Manny Avila.
Oh, where's the funny guy? I'm looking for the funny guy. Also, it's like, who did you invite? You know? What's up, everybody? Welcome. Feels good to be back here.
Yeah. Also back in studio is our stand-up for Black correspondent, Primal. Say hello.
What's going on? I'm black. Get over it. If I offend you, I meant to. So, you know.
Welcome back.
It's
Primal.
a radio show. You guys do not know that this was the blackest sounding white guy that we found.
Yeah,
So
right.
I don't want to ruin the illusion.
All right, Primal, I'll let you know when your segment begins later on.
Oh, wait, there's more. We got WrestleMania on the phone.
Welcome back, our co-host Russell X Mania, our correspondent for Stand Up for Gay News, and we got a new 60-minute movie review. Say hello, Russell.
Well, it's 60 minutes to think of the whole thing. It's a 60-second thing. But yes, I got that. And I got some entertainment news, and then I have a gay rant.
All right, and then we have a special guest. Welcome back for the second time, the amazingly funny Spike Salzer.
Yes, I'm your AARP comic for tonight.
Spiky headlines.
All the way from the villages.
He headlines. He features all over St. Pete, Tampa, everywhere in Florida, I guess. All over. He's super funny.
Feature for us at Birdies.
Do a lot of stuff at Coconuts. He's a loved treasure. A local treasure to St. Pete area, mostly in my heart, because that's where I met him. Okay, so welcome back. When did you start doing comedy, Spike Salzer?
About 10 years ago in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, gross.
Right?
Yay!
Go Blue. Every time I get you with that one. Okay, so what was Columbus like? Did you grow up there?
Grew up in Akron, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Rubber capital of the world. Never had to worry about getting anybody pregnant.
There you go.
But I
know why I couldn't.
Why not?
Never mind.
Yeah.
How'd your first set ever go up there in Columbus? Where was it at?
At the Funny Bone.
Funny Bone?
Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio.
Open mic?
Yeah, no, I take that back.
No?
It was at an open mic at a restaurant where they kind of converted it into a comedy club.
How did that set go?
It was okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Didn't bomb. I'm doing a show soon.
Yeah.
It's going to be called Stand Up for News Live Events Presents The Reset Show, where comics are invited to do their very first set.
Oh, wow.
Years later, after they've started honing things in. So you're welcome to come and try it if you want to sign up. It's not a competition, just a show. The Reset Show.
It's like,
I don't have a memory that big.
yeah. It's like, what made you want to get into comedy? Because, I mean, this was 10 years ago, so you must have been 80 something. No, but seriously, what made you want to just say, okay, I'm just going to go out and I'm going to try this for the first time?
I loved comedy from the time I was a little boy. And anytime I could read, there was jokes in the paper, I'd read them to my family.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, to get response.
So you were always like the showman type in your family a little bit?
Yeah.
Who was your influence?
I think I'm the only one that liked to be, to entertain. Everybody else wanted to kind of hold back, maybe.
Huh.
Oh, yeah? You were a little loosey-goosey with this
outspoken family member that kind of kept everybody happy, huh? Telling everybody.
I tried to.
He's like, no, my parents hated me, actually.
Who influenced you the most in the comedy world is what we were wondering.
Oh, wow. There were so many of them. But, I say there's so many back
Charlie
when I was
Chaplin
starting.
or something when you started
exactly. Yeah.
watching
the walk didn't help me when I tried it. But no,
you started making talkies and then you got into
the
Marx Brothers.
back in the day, there was just
So it starts.
There was just handfuls of comics back in the day,
Yeah.
and there wasn't a zillion of them. But I liked, Milton Berle was around when I was there.
Yeah.
Sid Caesar. Oh yeah, we go way back.
Yeah, all type of references I'm too young to appreciate.
I'm getting brochures sent to me right now from funeral homes, people.
Me too.
Well, I don't mind getting the brochures, but the last one I got, it had a note on it that said, Spike, it's time to think inside the box. That kind of stuff's not nice.
Spike is getting
Not
it.
nice.
Spike is getting the brochures because of his age. Russ is getting it because he seems like he's diseased and close to death. So.
All right. So I want to know other things. Spike, where are you going to be at next?
I am going to be at the Clear Sky Restaurant on Cleveland in downtown Clearwater.
Nice.
Yes, and we're putting on a big show there, having
Nice.
some really good comics. This one
Tommy
guy-
Bell's there, right?
Yeah.
He'll
Is
be
Rick
on the
Stapinski?
show.
Yes, Tommy's
And
going to
Rick.
be there. Steve Stapinski,
Rick
who was
Stapinski.
2019 best comedy in Tampa, Clearwater area.
Oh, nice.
Rick,
nice,
we
nice,
booked
nice.
Rick at our show. She's
Yeah.
going to be
We're
hosting
having
it
him on November 11th, so
at the Tiki,
Yeah.
Twisted Tiki.
if you're not doing anything, you can come
They're
down.
kind of
and
one of our
look.
sponsors right there on St. Pete Beach. We did the Orlando Invasion there. And
Yeah.
Nice.
Orlando Invasion was
Yeah.
really good.
One last serious question here. Is there any room left on your will for just any? Just for,
I got a serious question too.
Oh, okay.
Did your parents name you after what football players do to their balls? They spike them.
They spike them.
Yeah, my dad never really told me why he named me.
I think he-
Spike. Actually,
He named you after what he did to your mom's drink.
I had
the
to-
night you were conceived.
I
Oh, very Cosby.
had to find out on my own, and I found out that they really wanted a dog,
Oh,
and I didn't believe it till I saw the old little movies they made of me, and my first two words were "bark, bark."
It could have been Spot, so you're not just.
Well, I have two sisters, Lassie and Fluffy.
bitches.
I was thinking Spike had a brother named Mickey since his dad liked to drinks.
Yeah.
I gotta give you one, Mom. There's Don. What?
There he goes.
Now,
All right, so go ahead, Mom.
Oh, I just have one more question
Yeah, go
for
ahead.
Spike. You said you were from Ohio. You started comedy in Ohio. Have you ever gone back and done like a hometown show with comedy?
A hometown show in Akron, Ohio. Yes, I have done a show back
Okay,
there.
and how did it
I
feel?
have. It was okay. It was pretty good. Yeah, yeah.
He's being modest.
I was
He
gonna say, I
kills.
No. If it was fantastic, I would tell you. But it was a decent show, a fun show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, I think you're super funny. The guy that won Best of the Bay this year, Mike Rivera, Best of the Bay stand-up comic.
Shout out.
We were standing next to each other. And he's like, "Oh, Spike's up. He's one of my favorites. I love this guy." And we went through every one of your jokes, cracking up.
Fantastic.
But yeah, I thought it was really nice of him to say, "I want to get him to come on here soon as well." You know. I want
sir.
to get to the news, man. We can get to interviewing some more if you want, but you're now a correspondent for Stand Up for News. Welcome and congratulations, Spike. Are you prepared to stand up for the news?
I am.
Oh, good, because we're stand-up comics. We stand up for the news because the news can't stand up for itself.
No, it cannot.
It was born without any legs. Did
Preach,
you know
brother,
that?
preach.
It was born in a wheelchair.
Amen.
And
Praise the
it can't
Lord.
stand up for itself. So let's say some scallywag at school wants to come shove him around and bully him and take his lunch money. The news calls us right here at 727-441-3000.
Yes, sir.
And you guys can call us too out there at 727-441-3000. And you can stand up for the news too. But are you guys ready to stand up for the news?
Yes, if the
Yeah,
news is a
we're-
paraplegic, we are the televangelist who's going to lift it up. You know, you can walk.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Don't touch me, Brian.
We will get to your segment. We'll get to Russell's segment. But right now in studio, me, Robin, Manny, and Spike are going to stand up for the news. And then you guys can stand up for your news when it gets to your segment. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
Is Jim calling in? I guess not. He's out on the sea, the high seas. Is Scott calling in? Not sure. Okay, well, let's get it started then. We'll just go on the, All right, St. Pete woman was arrested after passing a Florida State trooper yesterday, going 120 miles per hour on
Whoa.
Gandy, heading westbound. She got arrested for resisting arrest, was charged with a DUI, drug paraphernalia, and for assault after digging her nails into the police the state trooper's hands very deeply. It was said. Yeah,
How
you could
rude.
say she left an impression.
He was nailed.
Was it
Yeah,
Spike?
not in a good way.
Who, the sheriff or the DUI?
Yeah.
Over to you, Robin. Welcome
Okay.
back. You were gone for a few weeks doing Ed Sheds, right? And
Yeah,
they were best of the Bay for what do you call it?
Fringe Festival. No, Best Experimental Act, and then we
Oh.
got Most Fringe at the Fringe Festival.
Ed
Oh, the most
Sheds.
fringe? Wow.
Yeah.
Ed Shed's most experimental act. My Uncle Ed, Ashley, asked me to go in his shed and do an experimental act. Once, too.
Different Ed, different
Been there,
show.
done that.
Yeah, he's just a friend of the family, not even a real uncle, you know.
I don't know why you keep referring to me as your uncle. I'm not your
He's
uncle.
my babysitter. So go ahead, Robin.
Okay,
Tear it up.
Hurricane Otis hits Mexico shores early Wednesday as a Cat 5. It left massive destruction and 27 deaths. Hurricane Otis reached out to the Stand Up for News meteorologist and said, "I didn't mean to harm anyone. I was just trying to get to my jail cell in Mayberry." That's my
I love how the hurricane itself reached out to us.
Blew it to kids.
Hold your phone, Fox News. I got Tan Talk here. We got.
Well, I didn't tell anybody this, but I just got back from Club Med. I don't really know where I was because it turned out really to be Club Meds. So I'm back. That's all I want to
I am
say.
a senior member of that club. Hey, this is an interesting story that I read this week. A toddler from Michigan who was lost in the woods was recently found sleeping using the family dog as a pillow. Oh, that's so sweet, right? Once the parents arrived, they were beyond elated and overjoyed to finally be reunited with the dog. You know, they did leave the child before they left the child. Though they were kind enough to leave an actual pillow. You know, they kind of walked by. So that would be Michigan. I think Ohio is.
See, that's the difference. Cats would be actually laying on top of the toddler.
The cat would have been using the toddler as a pillow. You know?
Oh, this is sad. 1 dead and 4 injured in an electrocution incident at a shopping center in their fountain. And 1 person died from this electrocution and 4 were injured from in the fountain. He got electrocuted when they were in the fountain. What were they doing in the fountain anyway? Yeah. This was near Palm Beach. Well, they did have some shocking sales that were to die for, you guys. Over to you, Robin.
Okay. Republican Mike Johnson was elected Speaker of the House on Wednesday. He's the second speaker that held the title this year, but ironically, he's not the only Johnson in the House of Representatives.
Yeah, Mike Johnson. There's so many Mike Johnson jokes.
Well, I guess I don't need to tell mine.
I'm getting excited with all this Johnson talk.
I was just going to mention Anthony Weiner.
Just wait till I get to you, Russell.
No.
All right.
Wait till I catch you in that shed.
Russell's not allowed in that shit.
I'm waiting.
I don't know how many people know this, but Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus went bankrupt 3 years ago, and they're trying to get started back up. But in the meantime, hundreds and hundreds of clowns went out of work, and they have formed gangs, and they're robbing people all over Florida. So listen closely. If you're approached by one of these gangs, okay, you want to go right for the juggler.
Makes sense. He has a long distance attack. You know, you get him out, then everything's close combat. You know what I mean? It makes perfect sense.
I'm going to ask you, Spike. Are you sure you're not named after what Russell's blood pressure did after hearing the Johnson joke?
Oh,
Spike, you get it?
That's not what spiked.
Oh, man. I get that one. Your turn there, buddy.
So we had some interesting Michigan news. There's always some room for their funny Florida news. All right, so Florida siblings ages 10 and 11, right, were stopped while driving their mom's car on a freeway 200 miles from their home.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
200 miles. I know you drive better than I do, right? It's crazy. But in their defense, these kids were late to their soccer practice. All right? Turns out they only got arrested they only got a seatbelt infraction, actually. So it is Florida, you know. I think that was
It was their day to bring the orange slices. And all the cream on there. I had to get to that soccer practice.
I ain't telling it. He said it.
It wasn't a stolen vehicle. It was her mom's car.
Okay, man. Did you guys had to have heard this story? Happened 2 days ago. Alaskan Airlines pilot took some shrooms for the first time and went on a flight as a passenger, then entered the cockpit to say hi to the boys, his friends that were piloting. He said he thought he was dreaming, and his attempt to wake up was to grab the handles that are the emergency engine shut-off switches. And as he lunged for them, the other pilot stopped him. He's screaming, "This ends now," basically is what he said.
What?
And then, it's true stories right here on Stand Up for News. And then it gets even crazier. He's being charged with 183 counts of attempted murder under these influence of the mushrooms.
Wow.
Yes. So Alice in Wonderland and Super Mario both say that guy can't handle his shrooms.
Yeah, for
Cannot
sure.
handle his shrooms.
Not at all.
Oh my
Stick to
God.
Lightweight.
You know?
Speaking of which, they're kicking in. Go ahead, Robin. I'm just kidding, you guys.
Don't catch that flight tomorrow, please.
Okay, a Beatles song entitled
Wesley's
Now and Then will be released next week. This song, it's a brand new song. It comes from a batch of unreleased demos written by John Lennon. Also, Now and Then Taylor's version is expected to be released in mid-November. Oh, you okay, Manny?
That joke was so funny. I was falling off the back of
It popped your ears.
You saved me like in that dream I had.
All right. So a group of bears raided a Krispy Kreme donut man, right, while it was making deliveries on an Alaskan military base. Right, they just went in there and they just went straight for the van, making it the most successful attack on U.S. military base since Pearl Harbor. It says investigators believe that these were Russian-trained bears, as they were too tall to be considered Chinese.
Oh my God.
Did they have the little hats? They were jugglers also.
They might have been circus. They were related to the clown killing spree.
Let's get back on track. You skipped Spike on accident, so go ahead, Spike. And then
That's
I'll
why
go
he was
after
so
you.
upset at me. I'm sorry, Spike.
Well, this is
That's why
just
he didn't
another, this is another warning. It's another warning. All those little lizards we see running all over Florida are not harmless. They just discovered that one of them had him in his apartment, and before he could get out of his apartment, he had not one but two unwanted Geico insurance policies. So be careful, people.
Oh man, a theft of 2 million coins was solved after 2 years this week. After finally they closed the case, and they decided. I guess someone decided to drop a dime on them. I didn't want to tell that.
We're all about change here on Stand Up for News. We're all
It
about
was
change.
Actually, 2 million dimes were stolen from a mint truck. 2 million
wow.
dimes, and they were trying to come to who took
How much
it.
money is that? Do I know?
2 million dimes.
Anybody graduated from high school here?
We'll go out to McDonald's on that. I don't know how much that is.
Oh my goodness, Robin, go ahead.
Okay, an amateur astronomer spotted. Let me try this again. An amateur astronomer spotted a ghoulish face on Jupiter using images from NASA's Juno spacecraft. This information has reopened the outstanding controversial statement of girls go to college to get more knowledge, boys go to Jupiter to get more stupid. It's just torn the scab right open.
Yeah, leave your strategies to the professionals, not this amateur.
I love you, Robin.
Well, they're selling drugs every place. They're marijuana, everything, and it's gotten worse. Out in the western states, actually in Colorado, they found this. A Happy Meal is now 2 joints and a Budweiser. So
wonder-
look into.
I wonder if Prime came from the Burger King Cup.
Have your way.
All right. This happened recently. A roller coaster ride over the weekend had passengers were rescued after dangling upside down, 75 feet in the air for half an hour. And I'm looking at the interviews, and I'm like, these people are just a bunch of complainers. I've waited at a 6 Flags bathroom line for much longer than that. You know how long it takes to get anything at Six Flags? It's half an hour. That's not too bad. And I had something else there, but
Plus your prostate, you always got to pee so bad.
Tell me about it.
I need to pee out. I'm like, don't pee out in front of
I guess you could say they really hung in there.
And speaking,
Did.
of hanging in there, Scott Patrick's joined the convo too.
Hey,
Welcome
I thought
back
you
to
were
the show, Scott Patrick. I will get to your segment and introduce you to everyone in a moment.
Hey.
Go ahead. You want to finish, Manny? Because I got something to tell you.
No.
Go ahead.
What's that? No,
Oh, my turn?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's your turn.
Tampa, Florida, this week, a woman arrested for drunk driving and running over and killing her husband while they were out searching for their lost pet. Well, he always did say it's either me or the dog. He hated that dog.
He hated that dog.
Yes.
Someone's in the dog.
Okay. Turning on dogs. Next one's going to be about cats.
Speaking of dogs,
Speaking
let's
of
talk about cats.
Here's news about a cat. No, a Minnesota cat sanctuary called Furball Farms unveiled its new outdoor playground for feral rescue cats. It allows the cats to play and be around humans. It also has reinforced locks to keep crazy cat ladies out. The locks work. I tried them repeatedly to open it, and
She had to call support. So I can't get into my own.
I just like the little cats are so beautiful.
All right. So let's get to our first segment. Is Captain Jim is not on the line, so we're going to go right to a man on a street, Scott Patrick. He's not a man on the street. He's not a man on a street. He could be on any street. Say hello, Scott Patrick, and it's all you, bud. Go ahead.
Hey, good to hear from you.
Oh, definitely. I missed you.
Yeah, I missed you too. I'm actually out at Gobbler's Knob Road in Alabama.
That's the name of the street.
It's called
Gobbler's Knob Road.
Did you name that street, Russell?
I wish.
He named it after
I gotta
himself.
control myself. Okay, yeah, gobble gobble.
Are you on shrooms too, Russell? All right, go ahead, Scott Patrick. It's your turn. Tell us what's up
So
on
I'm
Gobbler's
on
Knob.
Gobbler's Knob Road in Alabama because it's National Pumpkin Day. And from what I've heard, Alabama is definitely the place to pump your chin.
Sweet home Alabama. Keep it in the house, you know?
All right. What else you got? You got some news to stand up for?
Yeah,
Because the
I
news
got a
can't
few
stand up for
stories.
itself.
I had a few stories. So a Pittsburgh airport worker found a diamond left in the bathroom and was able to get it back to its owner. And I'll tell you, I've left some real gems in the airport bathroom. It didn't return them to me.
Here, let me get you one of these, bud.
So a teenager in New York broke a Guinness World Record by catching a tennis ball dropped from 469.5 feet.
Oh.
Which actually really didn't shock me because I remember being a teenager and how good my grip got after my balls dropped.
Oh, yeah. I say, Russ, you think you can catch balls further than that? Or?
I know I could.
No hands.
No hands on Gobbler Knob Avenue.
God, no hand necessary.
What other news do you got for us, Scott Patrick, man on a street?
I don't know, but I've always caught my balls on the chin. But a 92-year-old man hiked the Grand Canyon from rim to rim, which makes it the world's driest rim job in history.
I could beat it.
A pair of Wisconsin brothers cooked up the world's largest grilled cheese.
Oh, wow.
And after it was done cooking, there seemed to be a burned impression of Lizzo's butt cheek, which turned a lot of diners away because it already had enough cheese.
Yeah. That's a bit of a cheesy story there, I'll say, you know? Low-hanging cheese right there.
I got two more of this day in history, but that's all the news I brought.
Okay, well then we're gonna move right along. Thank you so much. When we get to history, you can chime right in with us. I'll call on you if I have to. But we're gonna get right on to Stand Up for Black News with our Stand Up for Black News correspondent, Primal. I used to do Stand Up for Black News because I identify as a black guy. Then Primal came into my life and said, "I'll do it for you. I'm a real black guy." He said the N-word, which he's only allowed to.
Wow.
Yeah. So just letting you know, if I offend you, I meant to. I'm black. Get over it. When you say
Matt said no N words.
you said two N words.
No, he said 0, right?
Yeah, he said 0. So that means I can't say no.
This is there's a Bible right there in the room. It's a strongly conservative Christian radio station. And we come on here.
And we're also an FCC licensed station, so I can cut you off anytime you get over the line.
I got you.
See?
But I
Matt's
want to
in
know
charge, not
if
us.
I can say never, nothing, no.
Nincompoop.
I just found out that my GPS is racist. So it's perpetuating that stereotype. So it puts me on black people time. I know people say CP time. No, that's more racist than black people time.
Didn't you tell me yesterday that you were running late because you didn't want to listen to the GPS because she sounded like a white lady?
She definitely did. She was leading me the wrong way. She took me through all the tolls so I could keep paying. Be bankrupt. She didn't want to give me any reparations off my 40 acres on my mule. So
she tried to take you to Target and Panera Bread.
She took me everywhere where I didn't have to be. I was at Sharky's for some odd reason.
Every time he gets into his car in the morning, she thinks he's stolen.
My alarm goes up. She alerts the cops. This is one of the things. This is stand up for black news. So I live in a predominantly non-black area.
No way.
0.25 acres. I just seen some new black people moving in. This is true stuff.
Nice.
I literally felt like my neighbors when I moved into that area. I started going, what are you doing here? I got some black neighbors. I was about to call a cop, like, what are you doing here? You're looking pretty suspicious.
I don't know how many more black people this white neighborhood can handle. There's a quota.
Give them one of these, bud.
I didn't know if they were moving in or stealing the stuff.
I didn't bring it to the house.
Well, you are stealing the show right now.
Nah. No. You're not doing this today. Not for me. I'm the only black dude in the neighborhood.
Were you able to tell by the furniture if it was free?
He said, I got dibs on this cul-de-sac.
Well, I apologize.
Oh, thank you, Matt.
But yeah,
he's learning.
When you're not bringing things in with a box, I'm going. I'm like, you're not labeling things, and you have a box that don't say kitchen, and you don't say these things.
The only thing covered is your face.
He's carrying a barbecue.
It's hot out there. It's hot time. I'm like Ricky, why do you have a mask on? Like you're making
COVID.
Yeah. You got gloves, but you're supposed to be touching your own things.
Do most people move at 3 a.m.?
Exactly. That part. I'm like, my cameras are going off. I'm going, what's going on here? Yeah, I mean, you got a bunch of partners, but for real, in Stand Up for Black News today, there was a shooting that happened in Maine.
Yep.
Yeah, and he killed about 16 people.
Oh, it was more than that?
Yeah, they 22.
22 people were massacred in Maine.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, that's the same kind of weapon he chose to use, a 22.
All right.
Yep.
A bowling alley?
Yeah.
A bowling alley?
But I was.
It's a gun, a 22 caliber.
No, I thought the machine was a bowling alley.
I don't know.
Oh, I thought they were
It was in Maine.
I pray for their families.
Yeah,
and
man.
all the remorse for even his family as well. But I was praying when I heard it. I was like, please don't be black. Don't be a black shooter. Please.
As soon as I hear mass shooting, I immediately think white person.
But you know,
the local shooting, not the street.
They had that DC sniper.
The DC guy was a black dude.
They had the DC sniper. I was like, please be black. Yep. Yeah.
My friend Hobart was actually arrested and released because they thought that was him. And he's this drifter from Georgia that was actually in DC at that weekend. They're like, grab that guy. Because he was near where it happened.
How did he explain the sniper gun that he had? You sure it's not you?
It wasn't. He's white. He's white.
We got
It was a black.
yeah. Black shooters have to put their guns on layaway. So
The Kmart.
they have to make a plan for it. You know, they're like, I got
They
two
shoot
more
up half
things.
the bowling alley, and then I said, come back in 14 days. And when I finish paying it off, that's bad. Okay.
Good. Can we say that's a wrap for Stand Up for Black News?
That's right.
All right, we're going to move right along. Thank you very much, Primal. We're going to move right along for Stand Up for Gay News and Russell's 1 minute movie review. Take her away, Russell.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. Okay. We have some very tragic gay news about a closing of a local bar. And I'm going to use the word allegedly so all the attorneys can calm this please down.
A disclosure.
They give disclosure. But we're going to talk about zippers.
Oh,
And of course, yes, so we're going to talk about zippers. Zippers is all boarded up, including the liquor store.
No way.
Gone to Dade, gone.
What?
Wow.
They went, okay, this is Dick, owner of this bar, who has screwed over the gay community 4 times, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay, allegedly. Last time being Peppers, doesn't pay their entertainers, as we all know from me. Didn't pay the DJ. Didn't pay the bartenders.
I didn't get paid at that show we did either.
Okay, I didn't. Well, okay.
I thought I killed it.
Yeah,
You killed something.
yeah. You kind of groped your way through it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you killed your liver.
Yeah, you kind of groped your way through it. Then. Anyway, let's get back because this is going to be my. I'm going to open up the library and get some reading done. Okay. If you're going to own an LGBTQ plus bar, then because he was straight, no offense to any straight people, but you know what? Be supportive of the community, not exploitive of the community.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not paying even the bartenders. He's demanding a part of their tips, and the bartender was paying the DJ to stay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it's time to go. And then when we all found out about it as a community, we said, bye-bye, nay-nay. We are not handling that stuff.
a respectable
we're not.
bartender like me would never work there, ever.
Okay, I don't blame you, okay? The thing is that you get caught, sometimes you get caught up in it, you really want to help. Okay, the thing dwindled to nothing. Alexis De La Mare, a good friend of mine, was doing bingo there. Place was full, sold out. They had to stand to do it. You see how big that place is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. They refused to pay her
Man.
and wanted a percentage.
Yeah, right. Give her
10%. They wanted a percentage of what the charity got.
That's rough.
Okay, so you know
That's
what?
cool.
You got what you got, you crazy thing. You were worse. You were worse than Zoe's, which I didn't think you could possibly ever be, allegedly. So I'm glad they're gone.
So they're
Bye-bye.
They're
You know.
out of business now?
Yeah,
What?
man.
Yeah, well, I guess I said they're out of business.
They're called zipped now.
It's gone. It's boarded up. It looked like they're preparing for a hurricane to come.
I guess it's fair to say that zipper is closed.
Okay, that number, it looks like a hurricane come, and if the hurricane would come, that would be the only thing that ever came out of there, and the only thing that ever blew. But I ain't going there either. So that's the end of my little rant there. I decided not to go with the 60-second movie review. I'm going to just give you a little bit of movie news that I found interesting. As we know, let me think it here. Okay.
Does he get an N-word?
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's concert movie has done so well that Beyonce is getting a new movie coming out in December 1st. It will open up against Godzilla -1. So remember, we had Barbenheimer, then we had Saw Patrol with the 2 mashups there. Now we're going to get Beyonce Zilla.
Beyonce Zilla. All right.
So we're going to see which of the Big Mouth twins on that one.
Queen Zilla.
I'm sure. Yes, Big Queen Zilla. That would be me. So yeah.
I recently saw that Robert De Niro movie, The Killers, The Flower Moon or something like that. It just came out.
Yeah.
That was such an awesome movie, and right next to me, all I heard from the theater next door was, "A hater's gotta hate." I was like, bro, it's hard to keep the keep the illusion of the 1920s when I hear like Taylor Swift.
Well, you gotta love her though. It is the most successful concert movie ever.
Really? Wow.
All
Yes,
right.
I mean,
can I say
so we're done.
something, bud? Would
Yes.
Russell? Would you say that Zipper's fly is down permanently?
I would say Zippers is not only down, but it's like the post office going to close. Ain't no package inside.
I think my zipper was down the whole time I was there too.
From the few times I was there was anything.
I was trying to zip it back up, but you kept pulling it down.
Times, Manny.
Not me.
I can only vouch for one time.
Oh man! All right, so now we're gonna move on, guys. Are you ready to move on?
We are.
We're gonna move on. I got more news, but right now we're gonna do laughs from the past. A history of the news. Today in 1881, Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp participated in a famous shootout at the OK Corral. Apparently, it all started over carrying firearms in the town was not okay. That's what it was about.
Okay, this week in history, actually today in history, October 26, 1984, the movie The Terminator was released in the United States, kicking off a 40-year obsession with Americans everywhere doing bad Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions.
That doesn't count as an N-word.
I was going to say, I said Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
I'll be back.
All right, I got a little more.
Okay. I don't really have a joke here, but this is something that happened. Very unfortunate event that happened today in history. Hillary Clinton was born in 1947 today, which is true. So
bummer. Scott, you said you had history for us?
Yeah, actually, on this day in 1881, the Earp brothers had a gunfight with an outlaw gang by Ike Clanton at the OK Corral, which obviously makes sense because no place is really safe unless they call it the A-OK.
Here's a fun one. Today in 1973, Seth MacFarlane was born and was the first and only male in that family that the parents had had. You could say he was the only family guy.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Thanks,
that's
Mom.
Good.
Spike your history.
You got some history, Spike?
Well, I don't want to brag, but my dad shot down the Red Baron's airplane.
Snoopy?
Yeah, huh? The World War I plane. Unfortunately, it was in the Smithsonian, and we're still paying for it.
I gotta say, it's such a privilege. Usually, to do history news with somebody who's actually was there.
He lived it.
You
You got the Snoopy reference, though, right?
Yes, I did.
Snoopy shot down the bear.
Yes, I did.
You just didn't laugh at it.
He's old, forget
I have to say, Oscar Elms, you give Spike the most hard time of all of our radio guests. You only tease the ones you love.
I know.
I can take it.
It's literally your entire bit.
Stop it, okay?
It is your 30-minute bit. So I think
Yay.
All this systematic racism subconsciously, I see it. I'm on top of the patriarchy right here. He gets all the abuse that Jim had before. I'm blaming all my problems on you.
When I met Spike, I thought he had a whip.
Ooh, yay.
Oh, Russell, you silly goose.
Don't show him your whip, please.
You call that a whip? Hey, Mom, any more history before we start doing the weather?
Okay, I've got one more history joke. October 26, 1970, Muhammad Ali returned to the boxing ring after being barred from fighting after he refused to be inducted to the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War. Trump paid homage to Muhammad Ali by saying, why didn't he just lie about having bone spurs?
And the whole Golden Corral thing is interesting. I've only been to a Golden Corral buffet, and I can say after you eat there, the bathroom does sound like a shootout. There's a lot of screaming going on, a lot of noises, agony.
Ow, you got me. All right, so the weather. I am your weatherman, James Esserline, and this is our weather. All right, I'm not sure whether Pam wants me to go to heaven or whether she wants me to go to hell. Hear me out, you guys. You know how frigged up a relationship is when your significant other, which she doesn't like me to call her that, she doesn't say God bless you anymore when I sneeze, but yet she'll still tell a homeless person God bless you when we walk by them and they sneeze. I've seen it with my own two eyes,
The homeless person probably hasn't irritated her.
That's my weather there. And more weather. Today's weather is I'm stuck in limbo trying to figure out whether or not it's a sin if I hire a hitman to whack me off. I would or whack me. I would still be would it still be considered suicide afterwards? Because I would have him whack me afterwards. He's a very specific kind of hitman.
I'll do it for free.
Would I get to go to heaven still, or would I be stuck in limbo, weathering whether or not?
Okay, I have some weather news here.
Yeah, get that whistle. There we
Britney
go.
Spears has a new memoir out, and fans and the readers of the book are still trying to decide whether her family is trash or if they're horrible trash.
Oh man, the stuff the raccoons don't even take. Oh man. Well, I got more news stuff. Or Spike, go ahead and say something while I look for it.
Hey,
Say something.
no, I've only been down here in Florida 8 years, and I just discovered a couple years ago that Latinos are not baked by Nabisco.
I just told him not to make a racist. What am I?
All right. Here's some sad news for black people, bud. Do you know who this is, Primo? Richard Roundtree, who's known as one bad mother. Shut your mouth.
Yep.
Passes away this week at age 81. God, I guess God said it was his turn to get the shaft.
He played Shaft.
Rest in peace,
He had
Shaft.
gonorrhea too.
I know all about Shaft.
Forget about Britney Spears. He wrote his memoir. Whoever that is, that's a little personal.
Yep.
So bad they put a D in it.
Everybody checking him out. I've been with him.
Wow.
Everybody calm down for a second. Robin, I think it's your turn.
Do we just do regular news?
Yeah.
Okay.
More regular, back to standing up for the darn news that was born in a wheelchair.
In news
Can't stand up for herself.
In news of the obvious, Chick-fil-A is now discontinuing their side salads. Their customers surprised and were commenting they had side salads.
I was gonna say that's set up for white news.
No.
Today, Whole Foods announced that they're going to be dropping the.
I need my Karen.
All right, Capitol Hill finally picks the Speaker of the House, like Robin mentioned. Mine is a Bose.
Wow.
Theirs is more of a mic than a speaker.
Yeah.
Get it? Because his name's Mike.
We got Kobe.
He's a real Johnson.
Is the word.
Yeah, he is a Johnson.
That one's Mike or?
Well,
Well, no, I'm asking. I got one. Should I go?
Take the mic, anyone.
Okay. Well, here we go. Look. A Georgia man was. This is interesting. A Georgia man was left reeling after receiving a $1.4 million speeding ticket.
Oh.
Right, but the city officials say that the figure was just a placeholder and it's not the actual fine. The actual fine was $3 million. So they issued an apology.
Yep.
Last night, a man in New York was trapped inside of a diamond store vault overnight. The fire department tried to rescue him, but then safety was at risk for some reason, so they left him in there till the next morning when the timer opened it. He said it was so cold in there that his rocks were cold as ice. Yep, and so were his jewels. Yes.
Yeah. Talk about white privilege. A white person gets stuck in a safe, and they're just like, "No, it's fine. It's quiet." They didn't even assume that he might be robbing it.
He didn't work there, apparently.
In the Jamaican restaurants out here in Tampa, they have whites and Mexicans cooking Jamaican food, and I have Jamaican and Filipino. I'm like,
all right, I'm gonna get to plugs. What's it called? How did I say it?
Butt
earlier
plugs.
on? Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that's right. Let me
You
tell-
know I get it.
Can I tell the setup before you tell the punchline? Okay. Well, I guess that was everything but plugs.
I don't think Russ was setting it up. I think he's shopping for butt plugs.
I just need to plug
Butt
Birdie's
plugs. We need butt plugs.
Birdie's Bar on Belcher, you guys. I shouldn't have to yell it out, but we got to give them some props. They give us love. They sponsor our show. It's in Largo every Wednesday. We're there from 7:30 to 9:30 or 10ish doing the open mic comedy show. So come on by and check it out. And then also don't forget to get some Mod Joyment. I ran out. I don't have a bottle, but if you need some of that stuff, that THC infused miracle stuff, you spray it on, your pains are gone and your joints and headaches and stomachs and stuff. I don't know. For menstrual pains.
It cures divorces, like we said. If you have an issue between, daddy-daughter issues, spread some enjoyment on it.
Butt plugs pains. All right. So come on down to Birdie's. They're awesome.
yes.
We also have a show November 11th at Twisted Tiki with the guy that you're doing a show with, Rick Stupinski, winner of the Best of the Bay 2019.
Yes.
Tommy Bell opening, and our host will be Robin Savage for our very first Stand for News Live showcase. Also, in the news, prosecutors closed a case on an investigation of a Berlin aquarium that burst a few months back, remember? And water and fish went everywhere, all over the streets of Berlin, you guys. Yeah. The results, they say, remain unclear why it bursted, but something really smells fishy to me.
I got one from a prosecutor. Says, so in New York, right? Prosecutors say in New York City, police officer lost his ring finger when a reckless driving suspect bit it off.
Oh, man.
Yeah. In the suspect's defense, he said that the officer was quite delicious. I don't blame him, but he pressed on.
Right.
When we asked him how delicious, he said fingerling and good.
Just trying to throw
There.
it more
Yeah, but if you ask
There
me,
we go.
if you ask me, that poor guy just wanted to take a bite out of justice. You know? I think that's what it was.
right out of the long arm of the law there. Yeah, he threw it right into Mordor after he was done. Did you guys hear about the super fog in Louisiana that caused 150 plus car pileup? Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Killing 7 people and hospitalizing dozens. Super fog, they called it. Bat Fog tried to warn us of the chances of super fog doing whatever he wants. He's an alien with unlimited powers from another planet, that super fog is. So Bat Fog got one of those spears with kryptonite on it and stabbed Super Fog in the chest.
That's a whole graphic novel.
Fog of Justice.
I heard they came out with like a new song. And she's a super fog.
She's super fog. Yeah, sorry, man. If my relative dies or friend dies from fog, I'm gonna make up a story on how you died because that's the word. No one is that who thinks that you're gonna go out by fog.
Super
You know what I mean?
fog.
Like, whoa, a super fog. Like,
That's like going out by sweat.
John Carpenter made a whole movie about it in the 80s.
Yeah, I know. Here's some different looking air. Trying to survive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Hurry.
Amazing.
I said,
I'm going to have to go.
All right, I love you.
oh, that
Stay out of trouble.
butt plug is starting to get uncomfortable.
Yeah. Have a good one, bro.
Everyone,
So
so,
covered everything but plugs.
since we do the news here, I thought this was a good one I wanted to read out. It says, according to a recent poll, fewer Americans follow the news closely now than in 2016. That sounds about right. Now, if you guys find that concerning, just keep in mind it's according to a poll that I made up to make myself feel better. Actually, that's not even true. That poll was true. The joke was a lie. So.
I feel smarter. Yeah. So I guess I'm going to ask Spike to pick a number out of my number book because I always like asking him. He picks great numbers, but if you do pick a bad number, it's your fault if this joke doesn't go over.
Well, what's the highest
Pick a
number you have?
520.
Oh, man,
Go
I was going
ahead.
to say choose your age, but I
If we
guess.
have time, we'll talk about my
Doesn't
tax
go that
bill.
high.
Yeah, 12.
12. That's a really old and probably horrible joke because it's one of my first 12 jokes I ever wrote.
Probably
And I
about
wish
slavery.
I think you knew that. And,
12 years of slaves.
oh man. It says, do you know what R2D2's Whoa, what happened? My thing come unplugged. Anyway, all right, that's that for me. You guys want to tell another news story? Go ahead. No, I can't tell that joke. Sorry.
If I can do everything but plug myself.
If you got a plug, go ahead. Plug it.
November 4th, this next coming Saturday, 2 Saturdays from now, Ed Shed Live is at the Fringe Space in Ybor City, and it's going to be an absolutely fantastic show. Our award-winning show, and this might be one of our last 2023 shows, and then we're going to start a whole new show over again. And then also, my friend Bash and I, who normally do the show in West Chase Smoke District, we are going to have that open mic November 10th, and we're going to open it up not just to comedy, we're going to open it up to any spoken word. So if you do poetry, if you do spoken word, if you do storytelling, not so much music because we don't have that long. It gets a little hard.
Over there.
Yeah. But so we've got that going on, and I don't know if I can make this big announcement, but on December 9th, Bash and I are going to start doing like shows at Smoke District West Chase.
Wow,
so we'll see how that goes.
You said big announcement. I thought you were going to say Chick-fil-A brought back the salad. I was like, oh my God.
I would go to Chick-fil-A.
Don't forget the big comedy show at Clear Sky Restaurant in downtown Clearwater. Spectacular. Two of the top comics in Florida. Have a great time. Hope to see you there.
Awesome.
We have the podcast. Don't forget the High Ground Studios on YouTube. You Can't Say That with Maddie. Then we have Inside Manny. And this week, tomorrow, we're going to be dropping the Tommy Chong episode.
Which will play on Thanksgiving because we all have families. Will they play it for us if we send it to you, Matt?
Yeah, if you guys. So for Thanksgiving, we don't really have shows going anyway. So if you guys want to pre-tape it, we'll make sure we get it on the air for you Thanksgiving night.
I appreciate you, Matt, and all you do, man.
All right. Can I put a plug
I guess
in?
that's it for us today. We're going to do a little thing called the song. Oh, what? You got
So tomorrow,
we did everything.
We're really trying like the
I'm the token. I'm the token.
We're like, shut up.
But I have Side Splitters tomorrow. And I just went out for an audition for some voice acting for a cartoon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, on Nickelodeon.
They're doing Baby's Kids again?
I got the NDA, so I can't discuss it. So it's it has the N word in it. You know what I mean? But I'll be at Side Splitters tomorrow, and then Saturday I'll be over at the Comedy Factory, the Laugh Factory down in Ybor.
And Sunday night he will be at the strip club.
Monday morning I'll be in court.
All right, you guys know the words. Are you ready? Stand up for news. Stand up for news. We'll stand up for you. You can stand up too. Don't sit down. Stand up now. Stand up for news. Stand up for news.